When we go about in our daily lives, it's a really good practice to observe ourselves and see how much of the world around us and the world inside us that we actually are able to perceive. And if you find that you actually want to expand a little bit on your awareness, to be able to take in more of everything, then it's a requirement to be more present in this moment. A good place to start is often to use our five senses. We have more senses, but the typical human senses are the eyes. If you start by actually stopping and looking around you to see everything that is in your external environment. And the next one is audio, like what you hear. Listen, stop and listen. Like right now I hear many layers of sounds. There are some really beautiful sounds, some birds around here and the waving of the trees. And there are some really annoying ones that have gone on all day. You hear the working, the drilling, the really nuisance of those sounds. But they're all part of the noise that we find ourselves in every day. So then we have the taste. You can feel the taste in your mouth, like just rolling a little bit with your tongue, just to feel how everything tastes in your mouth. And you have smell. What can you perceive of all the smells that are around you? Like earlier today I was in this beautiful garden where there was so many layers of scent. You have the flowers, there were the food, the smells from other people, sometimes really nice, sometimes not so nice. These ones were great. So, and then you have the feeling of the clothes on your skin and touch. So, yeah, I think I covered those five. But then you have other senses when you can actually feel into the energy of the places that you are. You can feel into your own energy in different places. And I had this really great experiment today where I did this exact thing. First, I was strolling along the beach side and stopped at this little beach restaurant, feeling into the lounge vibe, listening to people, where people are at. It's really interesting. And then I continued further on to a totally different environment, to the old town of Palma, feeling into the ancientness of this particular area of Palma. And then I went into this garden where I stayed and just had a cup of coffee. I just take like a little juice or a little coffee just to be able to sit there and experiment with feeling into energies. That's the main purpose of everything that I do. I read energies and I tune into energies not of people. I only do that when I have client sessions. But it's really interesting to tune into the energy of external things, to be able to learn how you experience your own emotions. So that's what I wanted to invite you to do today, to actually investigate on your own emotions and feel into how the frequency of that emotion is. Because every emotion, every thought that we hold has a frequency. And when you get better and have more practice with differentiating and discerning all these different frequencies, you can then start to learn more about where and with whom and in what kind of environments that you actually prefer. Because in creating our lives, choosing the level of frequency is really important. If you find yourself just without being aware of it in an environment that you all the time actually creates, I wouldn't say negative, but more dense frequencies, lower frequencies. It's often about limitation, lack, victimhood, fear, control, manipulation, and all these energies that I've been talking a lot about in my other YouTube videos. This is not the best environment to be a creator in your own life. So if you want to have the good experiences and really put on some new glasses and actually be able to perceive more of what is around you, and really, because one thing is to experience it and see it and observing it, but a totally different thing is to actually start appreciating those differences and differences in frequencies, because it's not like one is better than the other. It's just an expression of creation, really. But there are, even if it's not better, the higher frequencies, when we are in the higher frequencies, we are much better at creating constructive, really powerful stuff. And we feel joy, we feel more happiness, and we feel more self-love. We're able to keep our vibration higher at all times. And that's why it's important to be able to discern the difference, because often we just go in the same patterns and we're not actually aware that we can choose to create these frequencies from inside. You can of course seek environments that lift you. It's a good thing to do in the beginning, but only to observe yourself, how it makes you feel, so you get to know yourself. Because eventually you can actually create these frequencies from inside, even if the external environment is not holding this particular frequency of, for example, beauty or love. You may find yourself in all kinds of different environments, and still you can be able to persist. No, what's the word? You are able to hold your energy high, even if the environment is not supporting you, and you can still have an experience which comes from this higher place. So go out there and feel into, tune your senses, all the human senses, but also this intuition, this feeling of which kind of energy you can sense in a room, with people, connected to physical things. Actually, all things hold a vibration, and then you're able to expand your awareness around what kind of energy level the different things hold. And all the time you compare with how you feel. That is how you can determine the energy of things. How you feel. Not what you think, but how you feel. It's a fun little practice. Okay, so I hope the noise wasn't too bad. I couldn't wait for it to stop. It's been going on all day. And remember, it's not about judging the environment or the people or the things that you tune into. It's about experiencing the differences in frequency. Because it's not, as I said, it's not that things are better or worse. It's just different expressions of creation. So your task is just to feel the difference. And then when you get better at discerning different frequencies, you can choose, and you can also actively raise your own vibration. If you wake up one morning and you feel really under the weather, you can actually change your vibration yourself, even if the external environment and the situation that you're in doesn't actually support you. You can do it by yourself. And then you will actually experience a totally different reality when you come from a different vibration. That is the whole key to creation. Everything that you vibrate is manifesting into physical form. All the thoughts, all the feelings that you send out, unconsciously or consciously. So when you understand this, it's possible to actually change your own experience to something that feels more aligned for you. And this is where the magic happens. But let us just start with expanding our awareness first.